now recognize myself for 5 minutes. Mr. Horowitz, you've done some good, thorough work with the Federal Bureau of Prisons. They have, according to Mr. Kane, accepted all of those recommendations. But what about the implementation? Where are we at with the actual implementation?
About 2 weeks ago, we got an update report from BOP requesting as to 4 of the recommendations that we close them. We agreed that 3 could be closed. We disagreed on the 4th, and so at this point, 11 of the 14 remain open, and we would expect an update within 90 days from BOP on its progress on all 11 remaining items.
Is that behind schedule, ahead of schedule, what you anticipate?
Generally speaking, it's consistent with the schedule we require of components, that within 6 months we have made substantial progress towards closing recommendations.
And Mr. Kane, you're committed to implementing all of those? It's one thing to accept the recommendations, another thing to actually implement it.
We are, Mr. Chairman. Absolutely.
All right. Mr. Ellis, we have sent you a letter back in March trying to get an assessment of the ammunition and weapons that the BLM has in inventory. We have yet to get that. You have approximately 260 Rangers and Special Agents, right?
That's correct.
And you're sitting next to Mr. Orner, who has hundreds of thousands of employees at the Department of Homeland Security. How many weapons, what types of weapons, and how much ammunition does the BLM have?
We have approximately 1,480 firearms, and of those, 1,040 are issued to law enforcement officers. I mentioned in my testimony 4 weapons per officer, and we have about, with 185 Rangers, 75 agents, 4 weapons each. That's 1,040 issued. There are at least 440 that are unissued. Of those, there are approximately 290 are suitable for use, 150 unsuitable for use. Of those that are unsuitable, about 30 of those are training weapons, and at least about 120 that are damaged or old.
When will this committee get a written record of your current inventory and the things that we had requested back in our March 9th letter? When will we get that answer?
Okay. It's my understanding, Mr. Chairman, that the Department provided a great deal of information in response to your questions, and
you copied your personnel manual and sent it to us. That's not what I'm looking for. The letter was very specific. I shouldn't have to send you a couple letters and have a hearing to finally start to hear some numbers. It can't be that difficult. And if it is that difficult, that highlights the problem that you can't just go somewhere and print out the current inventory and what the inventory has been for the last few years.
Well, if there's some additional information, Mr. Chairman, that we need to provide, I'll look into it.
Okay, go back and look at the letter of March 9th. I want to know when I'll have, not significant, but I want 100% of the response to that letter. When is it reasonable to get a response to that letter?
I will get back to the committee on the information that you requested. As I indicated,
what does that mean?
Now,
I mean, boy, that's generous of you. But should I issue a subpoena? Is that what you need? Do you need a subpoena?
No.
How about this? I'll issue a subpoena by the end of the week, unless you provide the information.
Okay, we will look into providing you the information.
So you do have information. You do have data. You just have been unwilling to share it with the committee. This is what's ridiculous. Why should I, as the chairman and the other members of this committee, why should I have to sign a subpoena? Why is this a difficult exercise?
Mr. Chairman, as I said, I will be happy to look into the information that you requested, that you indicated is not.
When did you first know that I sent Mr. Cornsey a letter? When did you first understand that?
I cannot tell you what the exact date is. I see a lot of letters.
Your first clue should have been that that we sent a letter. Second clue should be that there were other letters, and then there should be another clue that we had a hearing, and then we rescheduled this hearing. So you have no excuses not to have this information at your fingertips and be able to provide it in writing to this committee.
Mr. Chairman, I know there was a response that was sent to you from the department.
It was a copy. Part of it was a copy of your personnel manual. That was not what we asked for in the letter. Wait, look, Get it to us by the end of the week. If we don't have it by the close, by noon on Friday, I will issue a subpoena. Is that fair?
Fine.
Is what?
There's a letter that was.
Did you say
sent to
fine? What did you
Yes,
say?
Fine, fine. Yes, I understand. There's a letter that the department sent to you on June 14, 2016, that does summarize the firearms for the various agencies in the
We
department.
want the specifics of it. Just go back and read the letter, and then I want you to tell me, and I want Mr. Cornsey to tell me. I find to be a very nice gentleman, but I need some competency here in actually providing that information to this committee in its totality. Not significant, but its totality. My time has expired. I have other questions, but let's recognize Mr. Lynch of Massachusetts for 5 minutes.